Hey guys, Keon the Movie King, and I'm gonna do something a little bit different. It's a top three, like I said I was gonna do, but instead of the top three, I'm gonna do a top two, and then I'm gonna call up two YouTubers to do a video as well. So I'm calling you out, throwing up your hands, get ready for the fight. When I call you out, you're gonna give me your top two. If you don't do it, you got KO'd. Anyways, I'm joking, you don't have to do this, but this is a cool thing that I like to do. I do it once in a while. I used to do it a lot more before, but I like to call out people to hear your top and give me your top, and if you want to call out somebody else, you just pass it along. It's pretty fun. Anyways, today's topic is going to be top two movies that should never have had sequels. And these are my opinion. I mean, you guys can have your own opinion. You can disagree. You can agree. It's all great. But these are my opinion of the top two movies that should never have had sequels and should have just been left alone. Because sometimes you just need one. That's all you need. It's sweet the way it is. Alright, so let's start with number one. My number one movie that should have just been left alone. Now, I'm going to be kind of conflicted with this, but I'm gonna go right ahead and just say I brought it out. And that is going to be The Exorcist. Yes, the first one. The truly one and only, a movie that horror movies nowadays still try to, basically say, oh, scarier than The Exorcist. We'll never have anything like the original movie or the impact like the original movie. Because, back then when it got released, there were even people passing out in the movie theaters. The lines were crazy. If you look at footage on YouTube of the opening of this movie, the lines were crazy. Anyways, they came out with some four other movies. There was Exorcist 2, the third one, which actually I don't mind. I have the Scream Factory. I don't mind this movie. This movie is really good movie, and you should check it out. But it's not the first movie. It's not the first movie. Even though I'm being kind of conflicted. Even though I prefer watching this movie than the first movie, it's not the first Exorcist movie. There was a prequel. There were two prequels actually that came out, and I believe both of them are garbage. I think they're garbage. I remember seeing which one was it? I think it's The Beginning. There's The Beginning, then there's the other one. I forgot the name of it. If you guys know, let me know down below what was the name of the other prequel. But one got scrapped and one got shown in theaters. The Beginning got shown in theaters, and I remember checking that out in theaters, and I was just disappointed. It was just kind of like... Anyways, they've never been able to, live up to the original movie. And I won't be surprised when they remake this movie. I remember getting a Child's Play remake, so they'll probably remake this movie one day, but it'll never live up to the first movie. It was a movie that was so unique of when it came out of its time, an impact that I just believe they should have left it alone. One movie is all they needed. They didn't need to do the sequel. And if you've seen the sequel is god-awful. I heard there's actually stories of when the sequel, when it was premiered, some of the audience members were screaming out, "The people that made this movie are in this theater!" and chased them out of the theater. I mean, that's how bad it is. The second movie is garbage, god-awful. If you've not seen it, you should check it out just to see how garbage it is. But that's my I'm going to say number two, because I don't think that's my number one. My number one movie that I feel they should have just left it alone, and it's so much, and I've mentioned this movie before, but it's a movie that should just be left alone, is The Crow. The Crow, that's right. The original, The Crow, the one and only Crow. I know they're planning to remake this movie, but Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, if you've not seen it, seen this movie, this does star Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, who was an accident and died in this movie. So this was his last movie. He did die because of this movie. Some people are even conflicted to enjoy this movie because of this movie. Brandon Lee is no longer. Brandon Lee was going to end up acting in the Mortal Kombat movie. Actually, they were even thinking of they were writing when they were writing The Matrix. His character of Neo, the directors were basing Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee was supposed to play Neo as well. So Brandon Lee had a career ahead of him, and it was cut short. And this is a very compelling story. If you've not seen The Crow, you should really check it out. It's a really well done movie. But they've done 4 movies. Yeah, 4 movies. Is it 4 movies? No, 3 movies. There's 3 movies. No, I'm fucking wrong. There's this movie, and it is god awful one, City of Angels. They have Salvation. Oh, and then they have Wicked Prayer. Okay, and Wicked Prayer stars Eddie Furlong, Edward Furlong, who was in Terminator 2. He was in John Connor in Terminator 2. That little boy. Yes, he plays the Crow, and I don't know, man. It looks like an emo. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a drag. Sometimes a drag and sometimes the emo playing as the Crow. It's terrible. But those... It's just a movie that, for the respect of Brandon Lee, I think they should just leave it alone. Even the thought of remaking it, I don't know. In my opinion, I just think it's kind of disrespectful. Just leave it alone. They'll never have the magic like the original movie. It's kind of like a Heath Ledger kind of thing. It's like everybody's going to compare to Heath Ledger forever. It's going to happen. Heath Ledger will always be compared to, like, they're like, oh, he ain't no Heath Ledger. And it's the same thing with Brandon Lee. I mean, because, you know, rest in peace. Whoever plays the Crow, they will always compare Brandon Lee to the Crow. And if you guys don't know, the guy that is supposed to be playing the Crow in the remake is Jason Momoa, who was Aquaman. He's supposed to play the Crow, and I just don't see it. I mean, I don't see it. That's just me. But those are my top 2. That's it. I'm only doing a top 2. So the 2 people I'm going to call out, throw your hands and give me your opinion. Movies that you feel, it doesn't matter. It could be a cartoon, it could be horror, it doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter the genre. But movies you felt should just be left alone. One movie was all they needed. The first person I'm going to call out is Lauren's Collection. It was one of my favorite YouTubers right now. You should really check her out. She always has the best slipcovers. That's my opinion. Like, she always picks up on her Blu-ray updates. If you like Blu-ray updates, you should check out her channel. Subscribe to her channel. If you're a fan of my channel, I'm telling you, go subscribe to her channel because Blu-ray updates, that's what she specializes on, and she has the best slipcovers. I mean, it kind of makes me become a hater because I'm just like, man, I have that movie. My slipcover sucks. But anyways, check out her the description down below. It's going to be here, the link of her page. So click on it and check it out. But she's who I'm calling out for first, Lauren's Collection. Second person I'm calling out, really cool guy, really kind guy, always comment on my videos. Haven't really said much on his channel. So if you're watching this, don't think I'm not watching channel. That's why I'm calling you out. I do watch your channel all the time. And he also has Blu-ray updates. So if you're a fan of Blu-ray updates, check out this person's channel. Subscribe to the channel because he always has new updates. And that's Blu-ray Benn. So I'm calling you 2 out to give me you guys' top 2. That's all I need is two movies that you feel should be left alone. No sequels, no prequels, nothing. Just left alone. Anyways, King the Movie King.